or they try to.
Welcome to the Pittsburgh Business Version, where we interview successful business owners to educate the virgin segment of the population who are thinking about starting their own businesses. I'm your host, Brad Hilbert, president of Three Rivers Wealth Management Group.
All right, welcome back for our third segment with Dr. Brash. Good stuff. This segment, we're going to be talking about how to grow the business, how we market, and sort of what are some of the things that you advise our virgins as far as just getting their practice to the next level. So, be interesting to hear what you have to say.
No, Darren, I've had back problems since 15, 16 years old. I've been to a couple different chiropractors, starting with my mom's. You know, that was the first place to go when you first injure yourself.
Isn't a mum a flower? I'm sorry.
But I happen to we got to start that one.
We're not starting over. Bud costs big bucks.
All right. So I know why I've settled on coming to see you. I mean, I've been coming to see you probably 5-6 years now, and I know why it's stuck. What sets you apart from the other chiropractors? What do you feel in your mind has made me continue to come see you for 6 years?
Well, I think first and foremost, I do have a lot of confidence in my skills. I went to Palmer College, which is arguably the best school for chiropractic. I went to Brazil, and I practiced in Brazil for a couple months, got a lot of experience. And the first place that I started working, it was a very high volume practice. So when I had opened up my own place, I had probably had about 100,000 adjustments under my belt. And I think that's just a lot of experience. So I took that experience, brought an office that the location is just unbelievable. Parking's great. We've got plenty of room sizes. We've got a lot of great amenities. It's a spa-like environment. And I think training my staff was a huge, asset. I take my training seriously, and I have a very friendly staff that I think is second to none. Well,
that's where I kind of got to butt in, because the staff, it doesn't matter who you see, what day you go in, if it's a Monday, a Thursday, a Saturday morning, it's always, hi, Brian. You know, how are you doing? And it starts at the top, and it definitely trickles down to everybody, that even your wife, she
oh my God.
she the whole
You're not even married to her.
I had to give her a plug too.
She's
you never know. She might be the
she
brains
strikes
behind the
fear
operation,
across all.
The wife beats me if I don't keep consistent, friendly atmosphere. I do get in trouble with that. But yeah, it's the staff, and but everybody, they really do care there. And the hours that we have, I think we have great hours. We're very flexible. And the other thing that I do, I give everybody my personal phone number. I put that on my machine, and I say, if you need me, you call me. I've been known to adjust people at 11:30 on a Saturday night, Sundays. I mean, I'm 7 days a week. I'm there. It's about a relationship with somebody.
Do you go see them when that happens? If it's
I've made house calls in the past, and naturally I'll meet them at my office, whatever it takes to get them helped. And if they go out of town, I'll talk to other chiropractors, in foreign cities that they're not familiar with, to make sure that they're going into an office that somebody would be, they'd be comfortable with that person's body. So it's about a strong relationship and a strong commitment, and I think that's what it boils down to.
No, I'm sure. I know that I've had success with you, and I kind of turned the tables and had my mom actually come see you after, with the treatments that we've had. But it's not always as easy as word of mouth. How do you get new patients? How do you bring them in the door, and how do you get your name out there?
Well, you start off initially with advertising, and depending on your budget, you can advertise in different newspapers. Church bulletins are typically an economical way to go. Join gym memberships. Join gyms that are close to the community where your practice is, okay? If you're going to go to church close to your office. Do things socially. Go to restaurants close. Every time I go to a restaurant, every time I give the waitress a tip, I always give her a good tip. I put a business card, and I tell her who I am and if she ever needs me, where I'm located. So it's just creating your face in the community through advertisements, and then it's asking your patients for referrals.
It's branding.
It's branding, exactly right.
And that's the thing that people have to understand. Branding isn't a 9-to-5 deal.
Right,
Branding is a 24/7.
right.
Branding is when you're at a cocktail party. Branding is when you're sitting in a train station. You should always be thinking about branding. Awesome. You see, we were talking off camera. You see about 250 appointments a week, which just blew my mind because I don't know how the hell you do it. I mean, you probably need a chiropractor yourself on a Sunday morning to recover from a week like that. How do you service the 249th person the way you did, say, the number one person during the week? I mean, besides you're in great shape, and it sounds like you work out a lot and do those things to keep yourself physically able to do it. But how do you stay focused?
Well, you just have to do it. There's times when I'm exhausted, but you have to stop and realize that you have to deliver a consistent product or service. Because if I service that 249th person differently than the first person, all it takes is one bad performance, and that's all people remember. And if you give them one bad experience, there's a big chance they may never come back to you. You can do 99 things right. If you do the one thing wrong, they're going to remember the wrong thing. So in business, you have to try to strive for perfection and almost be perfect every time to the best of your human ability.
Yeah. It's the unfortunate burden that we have in a service industry is you're absolutely right. You see it all the time, that you could do everything perfect, like you said, 99. One bad experience, and all of a sudden the person's looking at you. You're like, oh man, this relationship is in jeopardy.
Exactly.
And it comes down. The client's always right.
Right.
Even though we know
right,
that might not be true, they're always right.
Exactly.
And
I
they
think
have to feel
sometimes
that way.
when you're tired and you know your body and you realize that you have to almost overachieve it, trying to give them the best experience that day, because you might know that you're tired and you go, okay, this is exhausting. This is my 65th person of the day, but you have to stop and realize I've got to give this person outstanding service and an outstanding treatment, and you have to mentally focus on that. It's easy to take care of the first. That's when you have most energy in the morning. After the end of the day, you got to learn to train your mind.
Well, there's a lot of excellent insight there. If you got a crick in your neck from watching the computer screen too much, give Darren a call. Massage therapy, physical therapy, chiropractics, 724-443-4488.
Wishing you could borrow some money from China? Reality is, you are your only bailout option. Get the plan to make it happen. Three Rivers Wealth Management Group. In Pittsburgh for Pittsburghers. TRWMG.com. That's TRWMG.com.